of racism happen in America. So today, I question you, Jasmine, and I question our viewers at home. Are we still facing the same obstacles with racism as our parents did? Keeping in mind that a NBC poll taken May 14th through the 21st said that 64% of Americans feel that racism still remains in American politics. So Jasmine, what do you think? Do we still face the same obstacles?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna have to agree with them. First of all, 64%, it might seem a little low, but yes, we are definitely still going through racism as a millennial. We might not have it as bad or as harsh as our parents or our grandparents has had it in the past, but as a millennial, I can say that we do face racism. Rather if it is in the form of the justice system we have going on these days, or if it's in the form of the opportunities that they give to us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We definitely still have it. Mm-hmm. One thing I can say as millennials, our time with racism, I kind of want to say that they're trying to water it down. When I say water it down, I definitely have to explain
this.
You
definitely got to explain.
What I'm meaning is that every day or every other day, every month, whatever, you're constantly hearing about some form of injustice killing of a Black American. It's every day. Mm-hmm. They're trying to purposely, I feel like, push that out so you kind of just feel like, oh, well, this is just how it is. Mm-hmm. Like, you know.
So you think we're getting numb to it?
I feel like we are getting numb to it. And we kind of like leadership. We kind of like guidance. Mm-hmm. Our generation have not had a leader. The last leader that we have had was Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. Mm-hmm. I just feel like we need more leaders, man. We're lost.
So who are our leaders of this millennial generation? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in my bid and say that we the millennials. We gonna
try, okay? We gonna do what we can.
Exactly.
To try to bring light to this situation.
To bring light and to be the leaders of this millennial generation,
yes,
and have those tough conversations that's very much so needed.
Mm-hmm. So what do you feel?
I would definitely agree that we are facing similar obstacles as our parents. Mm-hmm. But I have to look objectively and say we have made progress for the most part. For the most part, progress has been made, but there's still more work needed and more work to be done.
Definitely.
But with the recent sequence of events, we seem to be losing that progress. So what's going on? Racism has went from being super overt to covert to now back over, it seems to be. So now my thing is, with the race relations climate in America, do you think us millennials, regardless of which race you are, have ill sentiments towards the next race? With the way it is right now, with what I mean with seeing the Black Lives Matter movement, we're seeing these whites calling the police on blacks for senseless things. We're seeing the police brutality.
Yeah.
Does that make us millennials, whether you're white or black, have ill sentiments towards a white person, or from a white perspective to a black person?
I don't know what that makes us. I feel like feelings like that is something that you are taught.
That's powerful.
It's a ripple effect, so it doesn't just come out of nowhere. I don't think it makes. Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I don't think it makes us ill. I don't feel any type of illness towards any other race.
Yeah, I would say that we definitely carry some.
I think that we're from a different cloth.
From our parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, us millennials could definitely from a different cloth. Yeah. I think we carry some of the same sentiments from our parents, such as like, I don't know, riding with the car light on. And we felt like it was a target.
It's different. It's different times. It definitely is.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what do you think can be done about this? As coming from a millennial point of view, what can millennials do
to cope with?
Yeah. How can we cope with this?
What I think we should do to cope with racism is kind of what Barack Obama said. We must fight hate/racism with love. We must try to overpower these racist acts with more acts of kindness. Not everyone in America, and I wouldn't even say a majority of America, has racist sentiments or racist value. Now I would say most of them is prejudice. I'm saying there's a lot of people prejudice, but it's a big difference between prejudice and racism.
Yeah, it is.
But if we must fight it with love, and like Michelle Obama said, we must go low, go high.
Go low.
No. Like Michelle Obama said, we must go high when they go low.
Yeah.
So when a person commits a act of racism or whatever, we must rise above the occasion and
walk away.
And you're right, walk away.
Yes, walk away.
Hold the door for the next person. Talk to them. Have those well-needed conversations. Help them out when needed, and speak up when you see racist things happen.
Exactly.
What you think?
We have to definitely talk about it. But my personal advice for anyone who has ever been attacked personally by racism is pretty much like what you said. You need to keep your anger at a minimum. Okay. The only way to show someone that they are or a clown, to be a better, to give a better example, if two people are acting fool, two people look like a clown. So if it's only one clown in the situation, then you know what I'm saying, you're gonna bring light to them so they can be like, okay, damn, maybe I am acting crazy, you know.
So what you're saying is, don't be that clown.
Don't be that clown. Think highly of yourselves and just walk away. Because honestly, if you, a single person, can spark some type of whatever gene that's in them to act crazy and have hatred towards you, then you need to know that you are popping. And obviously you are bringing some type of threat to them, which has nothing to do with you. That's all their part in doing. And just, walk away. Be you. Know that you got the power to be yourself.
So go ahead and drop your answers in the comments below. How do you think we should cope with racism as millennials? What obstacles do you think that we face, that our parents face? And what can we do about racism?
Right.
So I would say that white people have hate towards another race is because they, one, hate themselves. Racism comes out of self-hate. You so hate yourself that you want to put down and try to feel inferior and try to feel superior to the next person.
That's a good question. Like, where does it come from?
Where does racism come from? Self-hate is my answer.
Yeah. It definitely is how someone treats you is a reflection of how they feel for themselves. So try not to take it so personally, but we just have to rise above it. So let's get into what we can do about this.
I love solutions.
Yes, let's get into some solution, guys. One of the biggest solutions that I feel that can be done about this racist issue is us minorities. We need to educate ourselves and put ourselves in higher positions to be able to show a better light in our point of view.
Mine is have those tough conversations.
Yeah.
Have those one-on-one conversations with your white friend, your Asian friends, your Hispanic friends, so on and so forth. Have those race relations conversations because those are the most effective. Yes. I remember in my English class, and it was just in February, me and another classmate, he was white. He was saying how he was in an all-black community and how he felt like he was being discriminated against, and he felt like the blacks were being racist towards him because they was in a position to do so. He said that the school board of education was all black, the superintendent was black, the principal was black. So he said that the black is now in a position to be racist. He said that being in that situation made him have ill sentiments towards black people. And it kind of made him hate black people now.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, it did. But I want to say, he also said that during our conversation, he said that he doesn't feel those sentiments anymore, and that now he has a different viewpoint. But I want to say this: the most important thing that I was telling him during that conversation was, take yourself out of your shoes and put yourself in the next person's shoes.
Exactly.
And that's what we must do too, and that's what we can do about racism. Put ourselves in that next person's shoes.
I really love that. Like, that just kind of sparked something in me. Conversations and communication is how we would change the world. Bringing it up, talking about it.
Really?
Yes. We must also read more, guys. Educate ourselves. Do not play the victim role all the time, man.
Speaking of that victim role, to black people, We have to get out of this victim mentality. We must be one, aware of our past, but we cannot let our past dictate our future. Guys, I feel like, let me get another one. Thank you.
Yes.
Hands across the board. So I feel like us as black, we put ourselves in a mindset to be inferior. We must level up our mindset and pull up our chair to the table. We gotta have a superior mindset first and get out of that victim.
Boss up, it's been done. I know you know someone who has bossed and leveled up their lives. If they can do it, baby, so can you. There's plenty of windows of opportunities that you can do. You just have to believe that you can do it for one, and educate yourself. Definitely educate yourself.
And I would say, what else we can do about racism? White people, take a stance. Choose a side. If you're not saying anything at all, you're condoning it. So if you're against racism, when these acts of hate happen, speak up and rally your friends. And to white people, have those tough conversations with your friends as well. That's what's needed. They gotta have a conversation.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because if we're only the ones shooting at the problem, we're stating the problem. But if you're have that wall up and not hearing or not willing to hear or not willing to talk about it, we'll never get nothing done. White people, you must make a stance. You must have a conversation with you and your friends and your family.
And I'm not letting us off the hook, okay?
Oh, so you say black people come back?
Yes.
Okay, what else you got for us?
Dear black people, we must learn how to work together. We need to communicate together. Stop being against one another. You are better in numbers than you are being separate, okay? Once I think we close this gap between the whatever we got going on between us not being able to work together, then we cannot reach our next level of dealing with this racist issue, okay? Stop being against your fellow brother, your fellow sister, whatever it is. Just stop. We need to talk more, definitely. We need to hear each other out more. We need to be more understanding towards one another as well and work together. Okay?
So guys, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below and let us know what you think what we could do about this ill race relations environment in America. And I want to say this as well. Do you think, Jess, and I'm going to pose a question to you and you guys answer it as well. Do you think in Texas, let me go back some. Okay, so in Texas, they had, they're not gonna have like some Black History events in their textbook, or some like, do you think that would, like, not talking about our history, the racist history of America, would help the future generations with their race relations?
That's a good question. No, because we don't talk about it now, to be honest. They don't teach our history like that anyway. But, it's still there. I do not think that would just completely erase all of the problems that we have. No, I don't. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of impossible.
Yeah, and I think that will actually work different. Like, it would ill-equip our kids for when they become adults and need to know that history to move forward in their conversation in life.
And I feel like if anything, that puts them at an advantage.
At a disadvantage?
Them at advantage.
Who?
I guess the white people,
because you're not. No, because it puts them at an advantage because young black kids are not gonna know the history that white people did.
And why it was never a fair race. You know what I'm saying?
And why, exactly, that's a good one. Why it was never a fair race, because we was held back for so many years. Yeah. So you saying if we wasn't held back, could we be, in a superior position? I would say no. And the reason I say no, because
you don't think
what about the people? No, because what about the people that's still in Africa? A lot of them were held back, and Africa still, it's not bad. But it's not 100% like where it should be.
Well, that's just the parts that they showing you.
No, but
every part got a ghetto, and unfortunately, they only showing the ghetto. I honestly know that there are far richer but I guess cities within Africa that's probably way more advanced than we are. They just don't talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I watched a Facebook video where they were saying that something.
But
was super
you mentioned a good point. You said if you think we had started at a fair rate, would we be? What did you say?
Will we be, I guess, equal playing field and or exceeded, in or superior to the white race? If the
Yes,
playing field
I
is
think
equal.
all minorities probably would, because I'm probably gonna look so bad, but everything that has transpired is something from a minority. Let's just be honest. They culture of the white American culture, they take everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they never really created or discovered anything on their own. They always everything, even back in history, everything was discovered and taken, from something else. So I think we would definitely be more superior. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just how I feel.
I'm thinking back, and you make a good point, because I was going to say some inventions, but then I'm like, well, no, because some of the things were invented, and then they just, the owner was like,
like
music.
America stolen from the natives.
Right, yeah, and Christopher Columbus.
With pyramids and stuff.
Yeah, so.
Agriculture.
Land,
all that good stuff.
I just really wish that we could be one brewing pot, because together we mesh well. Together we are stronger. Together, with all the inventions that each and every culture had could contribute to where we at now, we work well together. And I wish that in the beginning we could have started off that way. Would have been a lot farther. But if in the beginning it wouldn't have, it needed to be like that in the beginning. Because you gotta focus on yourself to advance before you pull everybody else up.
So how do you see racism in the future?
Maybe end up reversing itself.
You think so?
I think racism. I think in America, racism is going to reverse itself, and we're going to go back to the maybe not Jim Crow laws, but it's going to be in the future. It's probably going to be a civil war, and we possibly go back to those Jim Crow style legislation where you over here, you over here. Before we go.
So there's absolutely no hope that we can all just
mesh together
peacefully.
No, because it is hope, but at the same time, if we don't be aware and address it,
that's true.
It's gonna be hard. We gotta address it first and have those well-needed conversations. And we're starting one off right here. Go ahead and drop your comments in the section below and let us know what you think about today's discussion. But for now, let's move on to our next segment, which is our advice corner.